Hi, crochet pals. I'm assuming if you've jumped on my channel and clicked this link, then that crochet is something that you enjoy doing as much as I do, or maybe you're just getting started. But I thought I would hop on today and share this video with you because I have had several people leave comments on my channel or maybe on my Instagram asking about the yarn that I use to make my granny squares. Granny squares are a favorite of mine. If you've been around at all this past year, as I've started to try to share a little more on my channel, you will be able to tell that most of it is predominantly granny squares. And I guess it's probably for a variety of reasons. One, I feel like you can make a variety of things, not just blankets, which I really tend to make more of than anything, but you can make scarves, you can make bags, you can make coasters, and here's an example of a coaster. I sell these on my Etsy shop as well, but I have had questions about the yarn that I like to use. So I thought, why not finally really just kind of dedicate a little video to sharing which ones I tend to use the most. And the sad thing is, I'm sure I'm not the only one here who you find out something that has become your favorite, then it's all of a sudden discontinued. Or maybe the spot that you like to shop just no longer carries it, but you have to hunt it down online. That's kind of what I found with my my blankets that I make a lot of in connecting my squares. This blanket, of course, is a little different because I actually have used it throughout in a different style of a granny square. I kind of call this like a traditional, and then this sunburst. And usually though, I use this Bernat Bundle Up as my border and my connecting yarn. This is not a good example of that because I actually used a Big Twist Party, which it's not even one that's available anymore. Let me show you here. This one I had gotten at Joann's. They have a variety. This one is called Party as far as the color. I love the colors in this, and I was so sad when I saw that they were discontinuing this Big Twist Party line. Actually, Party is not the color. The color of Party was so it's Big Twist, and then it was Party, and the color is Candy. But I had to go on eBay, I think it was, and snag someone. Thankfully was selling 3 of these together. So a little while ago, I bought from an eBay seller. eBay's great for that, right? But let me show you. So here is the Big Twist Party in this granny square, and this here is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. And then in the center I have I believe this is a Lion. This might be a Big Twist or a Lion brand from Joann's, just in one of their solid colors. So these are all acrylic. However, this Bundle Up, Bernat Bundle Up, is 100% polyester, super, super soft. So it's not a yarn that really pills much. I know that's always like a concern, the pilling, especially when you're making a blanket or something that you're going to use a lot. And I did pull this out so that I could really kind of show you more. This is my personal blanket, and it's very well loved. So it's about a year old, and this is to really kind of show you the difference. So you can kind of see this polyester yarn, and you don't really see pilling on there. But when you get to one of these other squares, you can definitely see the pilling of the acrylic yarn. Now, the Big Twist Party yarn does not have as much pilling as some of the other acrylics. Even the Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn, Although I will say, Hobby Lobbies, I love this yarn. There's less of that, I find, than say the Big Twist, like the balls of like Big Twist by the pound, that you can find in Joann's. Although Joann's is going out of business, so that makes my heart sad too. But I wanted to kind of point that out because again, this is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn is what it's called. I'm not just saying I love this yarn, although I do quite love this yarn, but this is their acrylic. And then this is a Caron from Joann. This is Caron Simply Soft, and you can kind of see possibly see some of that, like, what do they call it? A halo or something of the yarn. You can see the fuzz that it creates. It's super, super soft. But it definitely over time you are going to get that, especially if your creation is something that is used a lot. This is used like daily. I have this on my bed at night. This is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn acrylic here in the middle, and it is not, as you see, it's not pilling as much. It's not as fuzzy as this Lion brand acrylic, this solid color around here. But again, if you notice this 100% polyester Bernat, you won't see pilling at all. And I love that. I really love it. And it's super, super, super soft. Another of my favorite Bernat, which again, this is another one that has been discontinued, sadly. Bernat Lattice. Thankfully, I guess it was about last summer, these had gone on clearance, so I snagged several of these, mostly though in this colorway, which this is my blanket that I use like every night. I've taken it on trips with me. It's a favorite, but it is another one that is, let me quote this right, but I believe this is 100%. No, it's wrong. It's 54% polyester, 28% acrylic, and 18% nylon. It's very soft. It has a little bit of a different feel. I don't really necessarily know how to explain it very well, but if you look closely, it's a different type of, it's not the same, it doesn't pill the same as like a solid acrylic does. Now this blanket, again, you can tell it's pretty worn, but I just kind of wanted to give you to show you a little up close more, because again, I wanted to pull out two things that I use a lot of, and that's my two blankets here. And what I suggest if you do, I have a video on my channel that shows how to make these pom-pom borders or trim. It's my favorite to use on blankets. And if you create that as a trim, say for a scarf, or I've seen some, I think, who've even done it like at the edge of a shirt, like a crocheted type sweater or shirt. But for me, I use it on blankets. And then if you're going to, here it is here in the party, the Big Twist party. When you go to wash these, is what I should say. When you go to wash these, just get a large laundry bag, because you don't want it to catch in, wash it separately. And I would say, sorry, I'm trying to sit that there so you can see it. Throw it in a laundry bag and put it in your washer on gentle, and it keeps it safe from catching and snagging on things. So this was created again with the Bernat Lattice, just in a different color wave, and now you have to hunt them down on other crochet kind of online sites. Amazon, I haven't really found this even, I don't think, on Amazon. It just makes me sad. They had some really nice colors as well, and I don't know why that happens. I guess they're just not such great sellers, and so then they discontinue them. This bright neon pink, which is just so fun, and I look forward to putting that together. And these sizes, you can see, are different. Putting it together in a blanket that I use, but this is Caron Simply Soft, and it is such a pretty neon pink. That is one thing to pay attention to when you are mixing, because I do mix a lot of, when I create my granny squares, I don't have a problem mixing the yarns, but the thing that you need to pay attention to is the weight, maybe not even always necessarily the weight, but just how you're blending them. So if I use the Big Twist here and I use the Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn here. I stay consistent with my final 4th round and then my trim and connecting them with the Bernat, but you want to make sure that they're going to be the same size. Because I use a 5.5 millimeter hook, but unless I'm using similar weights of yarn, or depending, my tension by now is pretty much the same, so that's usually not the thing. But you want to make sure your squares are going to turn out the same size when you go to create, say, especially a blanket or a scarf, something that really needs structure. Now, this being Caron Simply Soft, it turns out smaller, since I didn't blend it and mix it with any other color and any other different yarn. It turned out a little smaller than my other squares. So you just want to kind of be mindful of that as you're going along in a blanket or any kind of structured piece that you might be creating. Here is a square that I made using Caron Simply Soft. Both of them are the neon, and then this here is called, what is this one called? Rainbow Bright. It's just fun. And let me see here. This here, I am working also, that's what I was going to say in the beginning. One of my favorite things about making granny squares is being kind of a creative person. I can get bored easily. At times I'm finding, even in my 40s, I can get bored. So I can kind of make squares and just let them stack up until later on when I decide to put them together. So like this stack here is more of the traditional, not the sunburst where it looks more like a flower. This design I think it's like 6 rounds. Just count from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 rounds, and I just made sure when I was going along that they would all turn out about, all turn out the same size. So later when I go to connect them, it'll be a nice square or rectangular blanket. This is super soft. This yarn here is pretty soft, but I have heard that others don't necessarily like Pioneer. The Pioneer woman, she had several colors in yarns that Walmart was carrying, and I don't think she makes them anymore. I had gotten these, I think, on clearance a while back, a year or so ago. I got, I think, like 3 skeins of this, and this, it's 100% acrylic. The weight says 3 light, and this color here is where is the color noted on here? Coral, and it's really pretty, but I can tell it's going to give kind of that fuzzy look to it. But for me, if I'm blending it in a blanket with like the polyester yarn, I'm not creating a whole blanket that is going to have that fuzz look to it. And let me show you, this is another of the Bernat Bundle Up in a solid color that I had gotten before, and now again I get it offline because they no longer carry it in the store. And what was I going to show you here? Oh, I was going to show you this coral color used in a square. So as you can see, I have 3 different yarns here. I have the Caron Simply Soft, I have the acrylic by Pioneer Woman, and then I have my favorite Bernat Bundle Up going around the edge. So this, I am actually just going to do a whole blanket at some point in this. I have numerous squares done, but again, I find that I like to hop all over and make a variety, and then just once I get enough in the same size, then I can get them all together and turn them into a blanket. But I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what I use and how I mix them. Here is what the label looks like of Hobby Lobby's. I love this yarn. And oh, that's what I was going to say. The other one that I found in Michaels that's most similar to the Bernat Bundle Up, but then again, sadly, I don't find this in the Michaels near me any longer. Loops and Threads. Does anyone else? Let me know if your Michaels still carries this Loops and Threads. It's super soft. And again, this is 100% polyester. This is a gray, very, very light gray. And the square, when I did it in the traditional granny square, turned out like this. And it's so soft, and it does not, it doesn't create those little like a pilling, like a typical kind of pilling. So I thought, oh yay, I found an alternative, but then I didn't, because then it kind of disappeared on me too. So I was like, oh, darn. But that kind of runs down, what I tend to use, I guess, the most in my granny square blankets. Again, though, that Bernat Bundle Up, it's like, it's so soft. It's my favorite. I'd love to hear some of your favorites. If you drop them below, what stores maybe you snag them from, and we can all kind of just share together. Thank you so much for being with me the past 15 minutes or so. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the love on my channel. So if you're a crocheter, if you love ideas and just chatting back and forth among others that enjoy a hobby like yourself, then please feel free to subscribe and just shoot some comments. I'll love to chat with you. All right, have a blessed afternoon. Bye.